You're tuning in to the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing after-shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
We're already having fun on the show and it hasn't even started. Woo! Hello everyone and welcome to another after show right here on AfterBuzz TV for a Monday Night Raw. Johnny LaQuasto, still in another country, not this one.
Maybe.
I'm Cathy Kelley, sitting next to me. Love it when he does that. In his vest, he's best for business. Best for business.
I'll be all things.
And best for business.
Whatever you like. Anything for you, Cathy.
Dale Rutledge.
How's it going, everybody? Good to be here. Good to be here.
What's that shirt on underneath?
This is my Seth Rollins shirt.
Oh boy.
Looking spiffy.
Yeah.
Looking spiffy.
You might know him as the guy who's going to win on Sunday, but we can talk about that later.
Also similar hair.
I do.
You get the blonde right, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We'll talk about this later.
We'll talk about that in a minute.
Someone who definitely wants to talk about the blonde in Seth Rollins' hair. Her hair, messy cute. Carryln Bathe.
Hey guys, I think this is my third AfterBuzz show with you guys now.
I know, we love it.
Thanks for having me back. You must have liked something. So.
We like a lot of things.
Thanks, guys.
Mostly things that are associated with you. What?
What? Oh wait, where's your shirt that we almost have that's
under
matching?
the table.
Okay.
It is like.
Should I put it on?
Yeah.
It's really hot in here.
It is kind of hot.
So, yeah.
I'm wearing a sleeveless shirt though, so it's like. What?
Take it off.
What?
Sitting next to Carryln. He also sexy in a shirt.
Yeah.
Messy cute.
Messy, cute, adorable hair too.
Yep. Looking great.
Thank you. Thank you.
1/3 of the wrestling compadres.
Hey, that's where I know you from.
Hey, that's right. You look familiar to me.
Finally putting a face to the voice. If
Oh, yeah.
people listen to the
I know. I'm
Slimcast.
excited to be here with you. It's my first time.
First time's a charm.
He told me he was schwitzing earlier, so I was fanning him out.
Yeah.
I'm nervous and like, ooh. I mean, I got big shoes to fill from. Well, maybe not so big with Johnny,
Johnny's?
but yeah, no, maybe not so much. But you know, medium-sized shoes to fill.
Yes, definitely. Shall we jump right into tonight's episode?
Let's get into it.
Okay.
I can't make the chat roll work. I'm sorry,
Oh,
world.
no.
Maybe
I'll try to get on it.
my iPad.
Yeah.
Well,
That is an appropriate reaction for not
I'm just
getting on
not doing the
that
show
wrong.
anymore than Dale.
That, yeah.
I'm sorry, everyone. Tweet me something interesting, and I'll read it out
Yes,
loud.
tweet it.
Tweet it.
At The Walking Dale.
At Carryln Bathe.
At CRice17.
At AfterBuzz TV. So, first up, Triple H, Rollins, Kane, and Orton come out to the ring. Cage sitting above the ring all night long.
That was a lot of suits at one time.
That was a lot of suits.
Looking quite dapper, Authority.
Yes.
Where's Stephanie at tonight, though?
She's napping.
Night off, hanging out with
Doing
the kids.
that mom thing, dude.
Yeah, well, all right. I guess she's allowed.
Yeah, once in a while.
I always miss it when she's there, though.
Yeah, I do too.
She's great.
So we get the Hell in a Cell tease all night long, and they say that Hell in a Cell isn't the type of match that you win, it's the type of match you survive. We're gonna get 2 of them on Sunday. Orton versus Cena and Ambrose versus Rollins. Orton says just something awful about the Royals, but people start chanting before he finishes his sentence.
Yeah, they don't know
they're
what's
like
coming.
Half chants, half boos.
Those people are just excited to hear the Royals mentioned anywhere after. God, it's been like 29 years since they made it anywhere.
I didn't even know who they were
Ooh.
until a couple days ago. So.
Well, they're in the World Series.
Yeah, now you know.
This segment, though, kind of fell flat. I couldn't tell. What'd you guys think?
Well, you want to? It's your first time, Chuck. You speak first.
Okay, I'll go with it.
Go with
You
it.
know what? I thought it was an okay segment at the beginning. Triple H, in my opinion, just keeps getting better as he gets older. Like the way he says $9.99, it's so evil, so menacing, so enjoyable. And from there, it was just downhill in that segment.
I thought it was great until he said $9.99, but I couldn't see him as evil when he said that.
I know, but the way he like does that little grin, it's almost like he knows what he does know what he's doing. He's like evil, but funny.
Yeah, I think it's interesting that he has really mastered being this like dry, sarcastic guy. But this particular segment, it almost felt, I don't know. I guess it did drag on too long. I usually enjoy what they're doing, but
it was great. I thought it was a great way to start off the show. It was just that Royals comment was a little weird.
It's a weird vibe.
Yeah.
It was like he had something to say, and you could just see his brain turning like, I have to get this thing out that I'm supposed to say, but it was like awkward.
Yeah.
But my favorite part was the cage coming down and then like going back up and then coming back down, and I don't know if that was on purpose or not.
That was more distracting than the big screen at Cowboy Stadium, okay?
Kane was especially smug when he did his hands down fire explosion thing. That's right.
Why was there Kane pyro at the end of this?
I don't know.
I don't know.
See No Evil 2 coming out tomorrow.
True.
Gotta make him look good.
But they didn't mention that during this segment.
Yeah.
But somebody did say hold on a second. Couple of superstars who've been around longer than a hot cup of coffee. Was that
cup of coffee?
Kofi?
No, it was cup of coffee.
Cup of coffee.
I think it was Randy Orton
that was Orton. He said because they were fighting over who was going to be the main event of the night, Rollins and Orton. And Orton says that obviously he's going to be the main event because him and Cena are the only two superstars who have been around for longer than a hot cup of coffee.
Longer than a hot cup of coffee.
Triple H says, no, it's a double main event. You're both main events.
Yeah, that was one of the awkward moments.
Yeah.
But then Triple H announces that whoever wins Cena versus Orton will get a shot at Lesnar. Curveball.
I like
sweet. That. Super sweet.
I had to think about who Lesnar was for a second, but then I remembered.
Who's that guy?
He's the champion.
He has something important to do with the show.
Yeah.
He's there
when he feels like it.
In spirit. He's there in spirit.
Yeah.
I mean, but that alone made me suddenly care about that match that beforehand I didn't care at all about. You know, like that.
I agree.
It gave us that little something that we needed to make us invested, because we have seen, they mentioned that this is a decade-long feud, and that's not a lie.
Yeah. And then, I mean, just going back to Rollins versus Ambrose, there really isn't what's on the line for them, but we're really excited about that match.
Street cred. Street
Bragging
cred's on the line. Bragging rights.
Yeah.
I mean, when was it? Can you all remember when's the last time you had a match where there wasn't like a stipulation that you really cared about that match? Like they had matches, but they're just kind of like on the start you off, get the crowd hot kind of thing.
I'm really excited about who's going to be the personal assistant for 30 days. That stipulation is
my
great.
Gosh, yeah. Is that a Total Divas tie-in too? Because I'm not caught up with the show, so is that something that's like simultaneously airing and they're like...
I know that
Sunday is their last one till...
Nikki just helped Brie buy a dress because Brian wouldn't let her spend any money on her credit cards. But it was a vintage Dolce & Gabbana, and she needed it.
Ugh, how did I miss that?
Red carpet. Gotta get that red carpet dress.
She looked hot, though.
She did look really good.
You know where I shop? Target.
Hey,
let's talk about that.
Well, then
You fancy, huh?
Yeah. I'm so fancy.
you won't be getting any texts from Daniel Bryan then. You're probably in the right budget zone.
Exactly. He doesn't use his phone anyway, so...
True that.
Not that I know that, but I mean, just...
He's not answering your text messages?
No. I'm not texting Daniel Bryan, I swear. It's
Awkward.
just awkward. More awkward things tonight. Yep. It was hot in here. Okay.
Let's talk about the first match of the night. Sheamus and the Usos versus Goldust, Stardust, and Miz, accompanied by Mizdow. But then we got a little switcheroo.
Which is nice.
The Miz graciously allowed Mizdow to replace him in the match. He said that that's good for him. So, yeah, Mizdow goes in instead.
Just make sure to watch that moneymaker, though. He's still concerned.
Can we talk about Sheamus's beard for a second?
Okay.
Yeah, we
Because
can.
that thing is glorious right now.
It's a lot redder than normal. Or is it longer and just the
Maybe
red
it's just thicker.
shows more?
It's getting thicker.
More manly.
More defined.
It looks very long, and yeah, it's probably not even more red. It's just more of the red. So
Yeah.
it looks like 10 times
Filled in.
Yeah. It's
Sorry, I had
insane. No, that was like our hot topic during that whole match. We were trying to figure it out.
I
We were
know.
like, why does he look different?
And
Did he
then
dye it? What is it?
the match is basically over when we were done talking about the beard.
Oh Lord.
But did you guys have any highlights from the match?
When Miz said, "Actors are what I am," I was like, okay.
Sheamus got some good heat during this. I mean, he got a hot tag and then just ran rampant on everybody. And I was very surprised at the outcome. Were you guys?
Yeah.
Mizdow winning?
Yeah.
Mizdow winning.
Yeah.
I love that. You know,
Pinning Sheamus,
Actually
too.
pinning the champ. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're gonna have some little swerve in the match on Sunday where it's like, oh, Mizdow's gonna come in and be like, wait, he doesn't count as the win, or just something crazy.
Right.
I think that's what I was mentioning that while we were watching the match, because one of the commentators said that if Mizdow wins during, for the title, he doesn't get the title, and Miz was trying to be like, oh, no, that's not true. But tonight, it was almost like a foreshadow, maybe.
Can we talk about how you are one of the most entertaining people to watch Raw with? Because you just start shouting.
get so
You're like,
excited.
Foreshadowing! Foreshadowing!
I read way too into things, like not only in Raw but in everyday life. So I try and pick up little things here and there that may or may not be true. Most of the time, I'm completely wrong. So this just could be something that they were saying that has nothing to do with anything.
But if you called it and you were right, then
I'm
Then
right,
kudos to you.
then bragging
Serious.
rights, just like Rollins and Ambrose.
Exactly.
I love the fact that they're going to do a pre-show of Mizdow filling in for Miz to interview the Miz. So he's
amazing.
basically himself interviewing
Mizdow
himself.
TV.
Inception.
Mizdow TV.
It's just too much. My brain
Yeah,
can't.
Inception.
You know, the
There'll
other-
be a quarter spinning in the background the whole time.
The other thing I noticed in that match is, now if I'm Goldust, I'm getting mad. Because Cody Rhodes has mastered this whole crazy thing as Stardust.
Yeah.
Much better than Goldust has, and he's been doing it for 20 plus years.
I think it's just new,
Yeah.
and he takes the crazy to a new level. That's what it is.
That's
He's
true.
funny too.
And like the butt wiggle and stuff, like on his way to the
when
ring.
they touch fingers on the outside, I die laughing every time.
Yeah. It's good though.
Yeah, he was even tonight. I don't know if it was on purpose. Maybe he lost his balance, but he was, when they come out, he hops up on the barricade and poses. This
Yeah.
time he was like hopping up, hopping down, hopping up, hopping down. It was very, he had a lot of energy.
Animalistic almost.
Yeah.
Something, yeah.
he's funny.
I like it. But yeah, they were defending those titles this weekend, so
Yep.
I feel like they would retain. I'm not sure, but
You think
think?
so?
yeah, I mean, because it's against the Usos, so unless they want to do another bouncing back and forth, which I feel like they kind of have done with the other belts recently, I feel like they might keep on a roll here.
I think since we have all of the matches announced, we think there are 7 that we already know of.
Yeah, that's pretty
Crazy
hefty.
packed pay-per-view. But we should do predictions at the end.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Since it's the Monday Night Raw before.
Let's do that.
We can do that.
But yeah, Miz winning. I don't think we said this yet, did we?
Yes, Mizdow gets the win, but Miz starts shouting that he won
Yep.
and celebrates as if he won,
The
which was great.
best reaction of the night, I think, because he was like he had won a lottery ticket
I won.
game,
And then Mizdow just starts mimicking him.
it was so great.
It's like Chevy Chase in that movie. Or no, was it? I won the money. What was that? You guys?
Oh yeah?
If we had chat roll, they would tell me.
know.
It's Christmas
What?
vacation, right? I won the money. And then it's actually.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Can people still tweet us?
Was it
Carryln
at a
Bathe,
pay-per-view?
everyone.
I will say this: people should go back and watch that match if they have it recorded, because the Miz and JBL's commentary together is pretty amazing too. They are funny together.
Yeah, I think they're a good package for sure.
Yeah. So backstage, Orton talks to Triple H. And Orton says he'll be the guy to beat Brock Lesnar, make Triple H proud. It was kind of like Triple H was his dad and he wanted to make him proud or something in this segment. It was
know.
but he says that he's going to be the one with the belt come WrestleMania. And then Triple H says, you know, this whole plan of you getting to face Lesnar was actually Rollins' idea.
Mm-hmm.
What you guys think about that?
I reacted the same way Orton did. Oh, here's the clip, Carryln.
Oh my God!
I won.
Vegas vacation.
I have the money is mine. I got it.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm not
So you're not as
crazy.
crazy as we thought you were.
But that wasn't Chevy Chase.
Debatable.
I mean, but you were right this time.
Thank you for that. Hey.
Hey.
That was amazing.
Thanks, Steven, also for texting me something interesting, quote unquote.
Something interesting.
I asked people to text me something interesting.
Oh.
Hey, that's my word, buddy.
Yeah, well. Yeah, I don't know. I think it was kind of my reaction to it being Seth's idea was the same as Orton's. Kind of like, what are you doing here, buddy?
Yeah.
What's your game plan?
Yeah.
I'm loving it though. They're planting that seed for that Rollins Orton match somewhere in the future with something on the line. That gets me excited.
Yeah.
We knew that was coming a couple weeks ago, I felt like.
Yeah.
But this is just escalating.
They had that
even
standoff
more, yeah.
last week or the
I
week
thought that
before?
it was going to be, there would just be little seeds as opposed to how we ended tonight, which we'll talk about later. But
You guys thought that it was going to be Lesnar, though? Like, that was going to be the stipulation, that they would get to fight Lesnar? Or just so that something was going to happen?
no, I was thinking that, you know, Rollins and Orton would happen eventually. We saw a lot of that last week. They were planting the seeds. This week we saw it actually start to come to fruition. I just wish that they had just kind of let that us question it for a while,
Yeah.
whether they were actually friends or frenemies, and that would, you know.
It seems like maybe the pacing had to pick up for whatever's going on with Brock Lesnar. So maybe they decided
And
this
also
and they were like,
whatever's going on Sunday night.
yeah.
I just wanted it to, you know, actually culminate, like we would get to see
a
them,
little more.
you know, the beef between them go down Sunday night as opposed to tonight.
Yeah.
But
I think tonight was just like a little taste. You know, that like Orton had no retaliation there. You know he's not going to lay a
Wanted to
tape
come
in
out
that.
of nowhere like the RKOs.
And I think it will still. I think Rollins has an RKO or two in his future. Absolutely.
Oh, I mean, definitely. But yeah, I see what you're saying. It
Yeah.
would have been a nice surprise, quote unquote.
Surprise.
but-
Yeah, for the day of.
Yeah.
Would've been cool.
I'm just hoping it means that Orton's going to win that match versus Cena in the cell. That's what I'm really hoping.
You do want him to win?
I want Orton to win that match, hands down.
I mean, we haven't seen Brock. We've seen Orton twice now, so it would be great to see Orton go for the challenge and get Rollins into the mix, maybe with
Yeah.
the briefcase or.
I mean, I think it's also a more clear path for Rollins to eventually become the champion, because I just can't see them having him beat someone like Brock Lesnar right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but with the briefcase, you don't have to beat him, really. Somebody else beats him, and you walk out and cash that puppy
Put
in.
your arm over him.
That's true, but okay, true, but Brock gets his rematch. How does that happen? You know, like
He can figure. Once you're champ, you can get DQ'd. It don't matter. You leave him with that belt.
Every match is a DQ.
All right, I see what you're saying.
Jeez.
So we get yet another Wyatt video package promo vignette thing.
Just in time for Halloween. All
Yes.
spooky and stuff.
I'm ready for it now. I
Yeah.
don't.
whatever it is
Whatever
that's
it
coming.
may be. It's definitely a good build-up, and it has done a good job of giving us a break from the Wyatts while still reminding us about the Wyatts.
I love the stuff with like the chair and like all of a sudden he's there and then it's like, and they come back and he's gone and then he's like there again. And like,
That's exactly what
Great
I do.
reenactment again.
and it's like, yeah,
This
they're
is an
there and then they're
AFTERBUZZ.
gone and then
A lot of subliminal things with the like just quick cuts of like a baby stroller, like that kind. I don't know, just
Whose
random
baby
things.
was in there?
The belly is so
Scary.
creepy.
The belly is creepy.
And then there was something at the end that was audible, but we couldn't really tell what make out what he was saying.
Yeah.
So is that something that if you replayed it backwards, you could understand?
Because it did have that
Or
sort
is
of
it just gibberish?
kind of
Kids,
sound.
if you have those,
I work on backwards speak.
Nipple plan yet?
what did that ever translate forward into?
Missy Elliott in the house.
Let's call her.
Maybe Missy Elliott is. Did you break this?
Wrecked the whole set.
Laughing so hard that you broke the counter. It's great.
Nobody tell Maria Menounos.
You break it, you buy it. Yeah. Maybe she's what's it called?
Sister
Abigail. Missy Elliott.
It's Missy Elliott.
Honestly,
Better than Florida Georgia Line.
I wouldn't put
God,
it
they were
past
terrible.
the WWE.
I mean,
Yeah.
Is it worth it?
Let me work it.
I put my thing down,
Flip it, then reverse it.
It's your
This sounds just like a Wyatt promo.
If you got a big
wait,
That's
Missy?
what it is backwards?
No.
If you got a big elephant,
No,
let me
it's,
No,
show
that's
ya.
it. That's it
It's
forwards.
put your thing down, flip it, and reverse it. Reversed. Literally.
Oh.
What if that's what they were saying, just very creepily?
Oh, I finally got it so many years later. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
And it's also, I knew this more recently, but it's not Don't Go Jason Waterfalls. It's, yeah.
Cathy.
Dang it! It's not.
Who is Jason Waterfalls?
He was a man.
Don't go Jason Waterfalls.
Don't go
No.
him.
Don't go Jason.
That doesn't make any
Waterfalls.
sense.
It made so much sense.
Anyways,
here.
TLC.
Please
don't worry
stick
about
to
it.
the
Giants are
rivers.
scary. We're excited to see what comes next from them.
TLC. Oddly, not tables, ladders, and chairs.
Although we did
Alrighty
see a
then.
lot of those tonight,
Yeah, we did.
which we'll talk about later. So, AJ versus Alicia Fox. Paige is ringside for this match. Alicia, of course, is her new bestie. Fox ends up outside the ring about midway through this match, and just after getting attacked by AJ, Paige, always pushing her bestie to do better, she pushes her back into the ring.
Literally.
She's giving her that Zeb Coulter treatment. She's learning from the master.
Yeah. So, surprisingly, Alicia still gets the win, even after being thrust back into the ring.
and not upset about it either.
Not upset about it. She goes and hugs Paige, and then they skip around AJ.
Yeah. Yeah, I this match was kind of short. I mean, it was a quick little back and
I liked
forth,
it,
and
though.
yeah, I liked it. Alicia
good
Fox
match.
had this great moment of just screaming, "I hate you," like in a bloody murder sort of way, and I like when she flips.
She's
You
a
know.
great crazy person.
She's a great crazy person.
Those are the two girls that I feel like have very similar crazy, though. AJ and Fox, yeah.
I could see that.
Yeah.
It's real turned up.
You taught them everything they know, right?
Oh yeah, I'm a wild crazy bee outside of here.
Oh, yeah?
No.
But messy cute. But still messy
My
cute.
hair is messy cute. I buy
Not
it-
ratchet cute?
Yeah, no, not ratchet cute. Not quite that crazy.
I would like to see. I mean, I don't know where this feud is going, and they just announced today that Paige and Alicia Fox both are going to be joining Total Divas. So I don't know how that's going to go, but I want to.
Well, we all know, or I guess it's a rumor still, that Vince doesn't want the Divas title on a girl while she's on the show.
Right.
So does that mean that Paige will never get it again as long as Total Divas is on air and airing new episodes, or...
Now,
Or is that even really a thing?
Yeah.
but if it
We
is a
don't
thing,
know.
this is until the next season, right?
She starts in January.
So she could
It's
have
mid-season,
the belt.
I think they're being introduced, not season 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
So only a couple months from now. So they've already filmed stuff for it
So that's enough time for her to get the belt again and then lose it
and then
again.
lose it.
Yeah. Back to AJ, and then after a couple more months, then she'll get it back again.
Unless they want to introduce her as the champion, which could be a new way to have somebody
For
be there.
the entire half of the season or something
Yeah,
like
but that's
that.
so
It's
risky
not that
if
much.
they've already filmed
If-
stuff for
if-
it, and then she were to get injured.
How about this, though? What if they have it... I mean, they're planting the seeds for Paige versus Alicia, potentially. So... if they're both joining the show, could the title go back and forth between them for the second half of the season?
Yeah.
And that's the compromise that they all came to.
Could be.
I'd like to see that belt around Alicia Fox at some point. I feel
That'd
she
like
be cool.
deserves it.
it's like her and Trinity. I mean, there's several divas who haven't had it ever who really
Yeah.
deserve it at this point. And she's
Alicia's
on that
been a
list.
champ, hasn't she?
She was a champ for a little
Yeah.
bit. Yeah.
But
she was, but it
now-
was
What you
very
talking
short.
about?
It was very short.
That don't mean she don't deserve it again.
She could bring her crazy even more full throttle with that belt. I feel like it would bring something out of her, bring something out of the whole Divas division.
Or
it would be
just
good for them.
Bring something out of you when you're watching Raw.
Exactly. Craziness.
While we're watching Raw, Carryln was actually dumping sodas on top of our heads.
It was a party.
She ruined my hat.
Trying to steal Dale's hat.
That's why Dale's not wearing a
I'm
hat.
just glad that
nuts.
Dale's hair was able to stay as perfect as it is.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
He had his vest, like, over his head.
Dale, you need to teach Seth Rollins a thing or two about how to do his hair.
this is an impenetrable fortress up here,
You need to teach Seth Rollins how to dye his hair and not break his little bleached ends off.
which really bothered me.
Okay. He got a haircut.
Is this a good
He
time?
just got a haircut.
Okay, he did.
Yeah.
He got a haircut, but ladies, gentlemen, if you know anything about bleach, I color my hair. You over bleach it, it breaks off. That's why I had to get this messy, cute haircut, because you have to cut it after a while to keep it healthy. I have a feeling the man doesn't bleach his hair right. I think he's not just doing the roots, he's pulling it through. And it's it's
coming
breaking
from
off.
someone with dark hair, whenever I
tell
dye my
me
hair
what.
lighter, it breaks more easily because I feel like it has to go through more of a transformation than light brown or blonde hair to lighter blonde hair.
That's also true.
So,
That is correct.
and since he probably has to re-dye it every couple weeks since he gets more roots, I would say that his hair is very damaged, and how much water he probably pours on himself a day without conditioning it.
Oh, jeez. He's got to get some, like...
We're really...
I'm like nodding over here like I know what they're talking about.
This is what
Like,
happens
Dale
when
knows.
girls
I don't know. Dale's sitting here like,
leave the after show.
like, oh yeah, that's right. And I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever.
Got to put some
What
product
is this?
in that.
What is this picture? Though?
This is maybe Jason Waterfall, I believe.
Oh, I get it.
Don't go, Jason Waterfall.
No, this is great, Steven. Great work. If you guys are listening, you should definitely check out our YouTube video.
You miss a lot of
the after show tonight.
A lot of messy, fun hair.
Messy
Yeah.
hair.
Yeah.
Cute, messy cute.
A lot of messy, cute hair. A lot of Jason Waterfalls. There's so many things you're missing if you're not watching YouTube.
Lipstick on my teeth, apparently, every 2 seconds.
Nobody saw
Sales
it.
warned me.
Nope, nobody can see that. Chuck,
So-
you've got lipstick on your teeth, too.
Oh, all the time.
Where's that
Right
come
here.
from?
It's like right there. It's just
Right there.
always there.
Or you're right, AJ could keep the title the whole time while Divas plays out.
And with that segue, let's go back to the locker room. Orton is there, tells Rollins to stay out of his business. He asks him why he would do that for him. Why? Why would Rollins do that?
It's a valid question. Why?
Rollins basically tells Orton him winning against Lesnar would take a miracle. And yeah.
They're so mean to each other.
I kind of liked it. I mean, he basically was like, stay out of my business. And then, yeah, the miracle comment was a
Low
nice
blow.
little jab.
Yeah.
But
It's like brothers. They're just
Nah,
having fun. No?
No.
Oh.
No.
I support my brother. I have 4 of them, and we get along great. No, we actually
You
never
only support
did.
one of them, though? I support my brother.
my brother.
I have 4 of them, but I support my one brother.
Hate the rest. One of them is cool. No, they're all great. No. But it's like, their vibe. It's okay. I'm glad to see something going on within the authority, because it's always the authority as a unit against everybody else, and they're all on each other's side, like, hey, me and you, Randy, we're against that guy. And now it's like, Randy, I'm against you, kind of. Like,
You simply have to teach me how to do these voices. They're amazing.
that was my Seth Rollins voice, by the way, if anybody
Dead
didn't
ringer.
catch that. So I like that something's going on between them now, and
Yeah.
it's not just like,
I'm curious to see which side of the fence Triple H is going to fall in between the two of them.
yeah,
Like
instead
Randy's his old running buddy, and Seth Rollins is his new golden boy.
I'm going to say he would drop both of them in a heartbeat.
I feel like he'd
Yeah.
play mediator, and we'd have some more awkward moments and in ring
yeah, he
promos
wants
and stuff.
he
Like,
wants to keep that cohesiveness.
Yeah.
I feel so.
Yeah.
I don't think he would choose sides quite yet.
he's gonna be like, no, Randy, you gotta play nice today.
Triple H started smoking recently.
You got to get into it a little more like, now, Randy, draw it out.
You're teaching
was
him
good.
well.
I'm learning. I'm studying over here.
You don't have any more studying to do. You're done. You've passed.
I'm
Yeah.
the Mizdow.
The student has surpassed the teacher.
My Mizdow over here. My Chuck Dow.
I'm having a hard time telling you two apart.
Yeah.
We're
actually.
identical.
We're
The
absolutely
messy cute
identical.
hair is identical.
We coordinated on what to wear.
Yep, both wearing shirts.
They're both wearing shirts. That's true.
Can't tell them apart.
Nope.
But this segued to Orton in the ring fairly nicely, where he kind of cut a promo on Cena and
Yeah.
And on the Kansas City Royals
Yeah,
again.
Oh, those Royals.
I was gonna say that. He says the Royals are awful again. Then Cena comes out, says that he might have been right in 2002, but the Royals are in the World Series now. And in 2002 is when they lost 100 games. But 2002 was also the last time that Orton was relevant.
Zinger.
Which is not true. Which is not true at all.
I mean, definitely not. But I see what he's saying.
Yeah.
It was a good,
was a good
one.
little zinger.
And Orton didn't really have a good comeback to that. But then he says in 2014 they're in the World Series. Orton then says just because they're in the World Series doesn't mean they're gonna win it. And Cena comes back with another one saying, and just because you're in the match against me on Sunday doesn't mean you're gonna win it.
Boom.
I thought this was pretty strong from Cena.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do we know, like, I know probably not off the top of him, but maybe someone could tell us.
Okay.
Who has won their, like, their long-standing rivalry? Who has more victories over the other?
For Cena Orton?
Yeah.
I know Cena won last time they met, but I don't know about total.
Overall.
It's been going on for a decade, so
Can somebody tweet that at us?
yeah, let us
Let us know.
Let us know.
I'm actually able to see the chat roll now. So
Oh, you are.
Chat roll. How mad
let
are
us
they?
know who Cena and Orton did won the most.
Yeah.
But come on, we all know the highlight of that segment wasn't either of them.
No. Who comes out?
My favorite Jew,
Paul Heyman. Notch Fitzing.
Notch Fitzing. hey, I could say that I'm a
Yeah.
Jew. We're from the same people.
Yeah.
I'm a Paul Heyman guy.
I'm half Jewish.
There you go.
I could say I'm a Jew
There you go.
because it's my mom's side.
Which half? Oh, okay. There you go.
Anyways, Paul Heyman comes out, and the most awkward line of the night. You don't want any part of my beast.
Yowza. Followed by snap into a Slim Jim.
And then he tells Cena that Cena does want his beast.
Yeah. Cena then picks up Heyman for an AA, but puts him down. RKO out of nowhere to Cena, and then Orton and Heyman are just laughing over Cena's lifeless body in the ring. And we were all hoping for it. Finally, RKO to Heyman.
Out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere.
Just like it's on the internet everywhere.
And fans on Vine exploded everywhere.
Kathy actually exploded as well. She was waiting for it. She was like, oh, okay. He's gonna RKO him.
I was like, no, he's standing right next to him. He's not gonna do it. And then they started walking away. And then
you were like,
Yeah. When he was like, after you, you're like, oh yeah. Orton the gentleman.
well, they
Carryln
teased
got up
us.
and RKO'd Dell.
yeah.
No, that didn't really happen.
No.
But
That'd be pretty
Dale
cool.
RKO'd me for ruining his hat.
It's true. That was a very nice hat. I wear lots of hats, as we all know.
Exactly.
I thought one thing that he pointed out that was really cool is that the class of 2002,
Yeah.
Orton and Cena and Brock Lesnar and Carlito, which they did not mention, all class of 2002, and I mean they're all still around and big champions. I mean the fact that he was champ 12 years later after, I mean he only had a couple of runs back then, so this is very impressive to come back 12 years later and have another championship run.
You guys, chat roll, thank you guys so much for listening still to our ridiculousness. But
Even
they
after all
also
that hair.
they mentioned that Cena and Orton are 4 for 4 on pay-per-views.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you for that.
Wow,
There we
the
go.
neck
tiebreaker.
and
Wow.
neck. And then also to everyone who's telling us they're 100% Australian, 100% British, and other things.
Was that based off of the Jewish comments?
Yes.
Oh.
It's a little bit lagged.
Do you
so.
celebrate Christmas too? Because you're half?
Yeah.
Double the presents?
double the
Wow.
Not fair. That's cool.
I know.
That's really cool.
I know.
I was raised Jehovah's Witness, so I don't get any holidays.
Dale!
So Kathy, I mean, if you want to share,
I brought in
sharing is
cookies
caring.
tonight.
you did bring in cookies.
Do you celebrate now?
Yeah, I do now.
Cool.
Yeah. I got a lot of catching up to do. Double Christmas.
I'll get you a new hat.
Speaking of presents, we got to see very present Big E tonight.
Oh my lord!
How do you like that segue?
That was a great segue. You became the new Zack Ryder tonight of the big men.
That's true. I remember you saying that. That was Chuck just sitting there staring at him like, Big E's the Zack Ryder of big men now. Like, just so lost in the moment.
And it pains me because if anyone
sad.
could tell you, Dale, who is one of my favorite wrestlers?
Definitely Big E.
Like, and that guy's funny too. Like, if they would just let him talk
Oh my
and do his
gosh,
thing.
yeah. His My Little Pony thing, that is
Oh my
almost
God.
a year old, and I still laugh at
I
that.
almost died when
I
he
love
told us
Zack
that.
Ryder a lot, and I wish that he was on TV more.
Yeah.
Anybody else Zack Ryder fan?
Oh
Yes,
yeah,
big
absolutely.
Zack Ryder fan.
I don't understand why they don't use him.
I don't either. I really don't.
Yeah.
He
They
must
need
have
to-
really made somebody upset.
They need to put like all of those guys in a stable together and do something.
I just double checked, by the way, Carlito 2004.
Oh.
So sorry, but very, very close.
That's why they didn't.
That's why they
mention
didn't
him,
mention him, and
You
also he
know,
doesn't wrestle there.
There are going to be like 30 comments on.
Oh my god!
Oh, hey now.
I look so good with a mustache.
Is this one of those face swap apps? Because that's amazing.
No,
Or, oh, that's
all by
just a normal
hand.
picture. Freeze frame.
Chuck is now Carlin, and Carlin is now Chuck. I think.
What if they didn't put a mustache on me and that was actually my face?
Freaky Friday. That's what that is.
Is that?
I don't know which
is
one
it
I-
dark? No.
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 Ugh.
Good look for you.
Thank you.
Messy face.
Messy
cute,
face.
cute messy face.
Messy cute mustache. I'm
Anyways,
so sorry,
but
guys.
yes,
Okay.
Yeah, let's talk about the match, Rusev versus Big E. Good to see him back. Rusev makes Big E tap with the accolade. Anyone surprised?
Not at all.
No, but I'm glad to see that Big E got as much offense as he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is nice.
That came out
Words.
weird. Words.
But yeah, it was good that it wasn't a squash, because that would be a real disappointment.
Yeah.
And I another person that I'm not sure why they're not using him on Raw.
Biggie.
Big E.
Yeah. He's great. He's great, and he's big.
Do you
He's
think
got
we'll
a
see
letter
more
E.
of him?
I hope so. I hope they'll find something else for him to do, because I really liked what he was doing with Rusev, and then they kind of went with Jack Swagger, and now they're with Rusev and Big Show now, and I would love for them to find another avenue for Big E, or maybe to just keep those three
Yeah.
people forever like entwined. Why does it always have to be one person having a feud? It could be circulating with those three.
Yeah.
I would like that. Keeps things interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, the biggest problem with Big E is, as funny as he is, he just doesn't have the best mic skills. So when
Yeah.
they had him coming out with Xavier, I was loving that. I know you were, Dale.
Yeah, I still have high hopes that will come to life again in some kind of iteration. But yeah, I think Big E is great on social media, where he gets a little more time to plan, or whatever the hiccup is there, that he doesn't really nail it when he's on the mic straight up. But he did so good when he was with that feud with Caitlyn and Ziggler and himself. He did a lot of unspoken
Caitlyn's
humor.
not there anymore.
That
I know,
time
I'm
he
just
came out
saying.
with the flowers and the chocolates. And
Yeah, it was very like physical kind of comedy, and he did so well with it. But yeah, he's just
Well, that's where it doesn't necessarily match up, is because you want to see him as this strongman powerhouse, just, annihilating everyone, and then being funny. It doesn't necessarily work with, being that intimidating dude. It's the same problem that I feel like Titus O'Neil has a lot of the time, is we know that he has excellent comedy chops, but he also has to be this, strong dude.
That's a team I'd like to see, actually, right there.
Titus and Big E.
and Big E.
Yeah,
That could be fun.
that could be. Could
not
be cool.
enough gators.
No.
Should I be that for Halloween?
You should be the Gator.
Gator?
You should be the Gator.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys heard on the NXT After Show, but we came up with a really cool idea. I was going to be Khaleesi, and our other two hosts, Mark and the Hobo, are going to be my Lucha Dragons.
That'd
like
be
it.
really
Do you get it?
cool. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I like it.
Got you guys.
You can borrow my hair, but
Oh, thanks.
it's not long
I
enough.
don't know if you know how hair works.
Or maybe Seth
does it
Rollins can
work?
give you some tips on how to dye yours.
Oh, yeah.
I can give him some tips. Just call me.
We know.
Get my number from Daniel Bryan. This is all false. Daniel
won't
Bryan
text
does
it
not
to you.
have my number, by the way.
I did
Are you one of the other mistresses or
I'm
Lord.
his,
Back in the day?
I'm his
His physical therapist.
therapist.
Please don't bring that up
Johnny will
again.
get really mad because he wants to be Daniel Bryan's physical therapist.
That was the real issue. Not that she was painting a bad picture for physical therapist.
Yeah.
Just said it wasn't him.
Yeah.
Oh, Johnny.
But the American flag part, let's talk about that.
Yes.
Because that
That was
Okay,
super
yes.
awkward.
had potential and got real weird.
Lay
Thanks
it
for
down.
keeping us on track.
Trying.
Gail.
Yeah, seriously.
We can talk about it here more after the show.
Getting back on track.
We'd still be on Christmas vacation right now.
It was Vegas.
Vegas. It's like, go.
Post-match, Rusev gets on the mic. He says he is going to rip out Big Show's heart and devour it. Super intimidating.
A man of few words, but always very violent words.
When he's on the mic, though, he is gold.
He's good.
He's a good talker.
He sounds the way that you, as opposed to Titus
Yeah.
and Big E. Rusev is exactly what you want him to
I
sound
think
like.
that it's because it's so sparse. Honestly, it's
Exactly,
because the things that he does say are very calculated, and that's why it has the most impact. Because when he was at NXT, I know I've talked about this on the show before, but the whole, taking a block of wood, writing the opponent's name on it, and smashing it, that had a lot of impact without saying anything. So now he's doing, very few words, but they have a lot of impact.
And he has a great mouthpiece in Lana
I was
anyway.
going to say Lana, too. She ends up saying that the hopeless Americans need to rise for the real red, white, and blue. When we think that the Russian flag is about to drop down, it doesn't. Big Show gets on the Megatron, and he doesn't say anything, but he's laughing. And we get some music,
That
and
smile was-
the American flag drops down.
That smile was too much.
He was maybe more smug than Kane doing the pyro.
What was that?
It's an American flag
flag
flying
dropping
across the
down?
screen.
Oh, we didn't see it on our screen,
right
so it was
then.
kind of confusing.
Sounded like somebody ruffling under some sheets.
I've got a flashlight.
You under there?
It's like when your fort goes down. Anyways, so
God.
this is where this segment gets a little weird. The American flag dropped down, and then Rusev tries to pull down the American flag. Meanwhile, a guy dressed in military uniform climbs into the ring, rushes the ring, climbs into the ring, tries to get Rusev away from the American flag. Rusev attacks this man in military uniform and
Busts him open.
brutally. We go to commercial. When we come back, we see that Big Show is helping the guy who was attacked out of the ring as medics aided him. And then Show gets on the mic, looks like he's about to cry, and says there are certain lines that you don't cross, and attacking a U.S. military guy is
Member of
one
the
yeah.
military, yeah.
And it just got more awkward when Michael Cole goes, well, in all fairness, the guy shouldn't have rushed the ring. It was like, what are you doing, Michael?
I mean, that is true, but I just don't. It was just such a confusing segment. I feel like they would have been better to maybe just cut to commercial as he went to try to pull the flag down, or
Yep.
I realized they didn't want to pull the American flag down.
They wanted Rusev to get heat.
Yeah.
They're trying to make him more of a bad guy, and I think that they're needing creative ways at this point. This, I don't know that it. Do you guys think that it crossed the line at all, or was it just it wasn't a segment that worked?
You first.
It made me really uncomfortable, and I think in a way maybe that was the desired effect. You know, like that was some cheap heat in a sense, but it got some like real heat in the sense that we're like, oh, that's uncomfortable and like awkward. But you definitely were like, whoa, that's messed up too.
Yeah.
You know?
I forgot which one of us mentioned while we were watching that someone might now think that it's okay to rush the ring. Like a fan might not understand this segment and now feel like it's okay to rush the ring if one of their...
I was saying that because, I mean, a lot of people know that this show is written for us and things like that are written into the show, and I feel like if some person thought that they could make it to Monday Night Raw and get their 2 seconds of fame because they saw something they didn't like, that rushing the ring is okay. And I didn't like that they did that because that was my first idea. Was like, wow,
now you're gonna rush the ring.
Yeah,
next time.
They're making it look like a fan just came in and did that, and it's like fans have done that before in the past, but they've been pretty good at like cutting the shot.
They
or
have
like
nuts security, there,
and it just made it look like, oh, if he did it, I can do it too. But my other thing, like going back to it being shocking, it just was like uncomfortable shock. It was like,
we didn't know how to react.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
It was like ripping, like, I don't know, just like.
I mean,
did you feel more heat for Rusev, or was it just?
I felt awkward for Big Show because I got the point. It was to make Rusev look like a bad guy and to make Big Show look like the hero. But the way that they made Big Show react, it was you could feel his embarrassment and shock too. If maybe they elevated it to more of like an anger or like, don't you ever do that again?
Yeah,
like,
I agree with that. Actually,
he felt uncomfortable too. So then that set the tone for us because we're like, if you're acting like that and I'm feeling like that, then this is all like
a lot of feelings.
Lots of willy-nilly, like just.
Dylan91 and Chat Roll said, I'm Australian and it crossed the line for me. So it's not even...
I mean, here's the thing we have to recognize too. Like, this is a feud that has been told many times with many different characters over the years.
Yeah.
And so there's only so much they can do. So I will give them credit for trying to think outside of the box and come up with different ways to get heat on Rusev.
And they're going for more of that real route too, like with Stephanie getting really arrested and, you know, all these like
the
characters
stories
that pop out
about
of
like
nowhere.
having to give an apology for pulling down the Russian flag, you know. But I think that maybe this one just crossed the line. But I'll give them credit for trying. Just didn't work.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yep.
Yeah. So Show says that he will unleash his wrath on Rusev this Sunday. And then he decided, he's like, nope, you should come get it now. Rusev calls him out. Rusev doesn't show. So Big Show storms backstage into Rusev's dressing room, where Rusev was nowhere to be found.
And neither was Lana.
What are you saying?
I don't know.
Remember that wrestling we heard a little while ago?
They're both in the bathroom separately.
Who else was under the sheets, you know?
Those sheets we heard. Rusev, you under that?
Yo, Rusev
That's
Russell.
a great Russian accent, Carryln. You've been working on that?
Shut up, Rusev! Put the sheets down!
So backstage, we have another segment. Ambrose is watching See No Evil 2 with his popcorn, starring Kane.
I actually liked this.
This was hilarious,
cute.
yeah. And Cena comes in and wants to know how they will handle the handicap street fight. Ambrose says he'll just punch anything that comes near them, and Cena says that's not good enough. So
this interaction was great, and they integrated a product that comes out tomorrow into it without feeling kind of icky weird about it.
Yeah.
That was one of their best product integrations I've seen in a long while.
It was funny, but it worked with their character.
Yeah.
And it wasn't Adam Rose.
Yeah, Lord. But and the way that he did it, even as he's watching the movie and Cena comes up on him and he flings the popcorn all over, like, hey, what? Oh, it's you.
Zoinks.
I don't know. There was something, it was something like, it gives you the feeling that the movie is intense without having to say or do any of that. And I thought it was done really, really well. I was very impressed by that. And the camaraderie, or not really camaraderie, but the interaction between Cena and Ambrose is such a good, I mean, their comparison of Joker to Batman was
it was Superman to Batman originally.
Yeah, but we all know he's the Joker.
I know.
And even his throwaway line is like, what, Joker, why are you so serious? I don't know, I just thought that was really good.
Everyone always compares him, he has that little Heath Ledger as Joker vibe going on.
I like it.
Or Tom Waits. So.
You're so indie.
What?
He's like cool, like in the
Although I got called out like 2 months ago for referencing Tom Waits and not knowing enough about Tom Waits.
Oh, boo, people. Oh, God.
Who is Tom Waits?
He's just a dude. See, I don't know.
See, this was the reaction from other people and in the studio, and then I got called out for referencing.
We're allowed
But
to talk
anyways.
about things that we don't know everything about.
Yeah.
Like,
Are you?
Yeah. Well,
I'm also.
I'm here, aren't I?
I was born in '88, which is
Well
half the
past
time
Tom
of
Waits.
most of Tom Waits' movies.
I was born in
and
88.
music. Whoa.
I know how old you are.
Hey now.
So
Only
does
if you're
everybody
born in the same year can you figure out.
else. What month?
September.
Dang it.
What are you?
April.
Oh man.
Oh, darn.
Different
September what?
You're gonna tell her what her sign is too?
September what?
27.
That's my dad's birthday!
Whoa!
Oh my god! I was like just thinking like I don't want another dude with September birthday. It's my dad. I wasn't gonna say it, and then
And then here we are.
Wait, what's
Here we
your
are.
what day in April are you?
30th.
Oh.
Anybody?
My mom's
Mom,
birthday's the
Dad?
5th,
No?
so awkward.
I know April 30th.
So this See No Evil segment,
Yes.
See No Evil 2,
2. The
comes
sequel.
out on October 21st. I'm doing dates now.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, just a title.
Uh,
Didn't work that well.
Yeah.
Summer Rae versus Brie.
Looking good.
Nikki is watching this match backstage. Brie ends up winning and yes chanting.
She had a lot of yes chanting
A
going on
lot of
today.
yes chanting.
She gets new ring gear like every other week.
yeah.
Does she have something new on tonight? I feel like
Pink.
yeah.
Yeah.
She's got that Daniel Bryan money.
Yeah.
That's kind of always been their thing, though. The Bellas, like, they'll come out. I think for the past month or so, she's been coming out with her Brie Mode shirt.
Yeah.
And been doing red and black just because that's the colors of her shirt. But Nikki and Brie always came out in, like, you know, rainbow, blue, and yeah.
But it was always just a color variation usually. I just remember you guys were mentioning birthdays. We have to wish
The baseball outfits. Johan Pena.
Yes.
Yes.
Will said, happy birthday.
Happy birthday tomorrow!
Happy birthday!
On the 21st.
Which is when See No Evil 2 comes out.
Whoa, you can get it for your birthday.
Hey. Anyways,
awesome.
just
He's not
wanted to-
supposed to get himself See No Evil too.
Someone can get it for your birthday.
Someone get it for him.
We don't know how birthdays work.
Treat yourself.
But yeah, I thought this ran rather smooth. Summer Rae, I like how kind of audacious she is in her ring.
I just love how WWE has turned Brie mode, which we learned on Total Divas is like when she gets, you know, tanked,
Cronked up.
into something where it's like the whole song and like little kids in the audience wearing Brie mode shirts. Like, I'm sorry, to me that's funny.
Did the meaning shift or is it still Brie drunk?
Well, it's still Brie mode to them on the show, but she doesn't really do it anymore. After she got married, she hasn't really got like
I think
toe
it's,
up.
Yeah. we were trying to describe this last week because I feel like we had a very similar conversation, but I feel like what they have interpreted Brie mode as, yes, it's her getting drunk, but I think Brie mode is her being just so
Just crazy.
riled up.
Yeah.
That's
No, I
what
think
Brie
it's a-
mode
I
is.
think
It's
it's a
not
beautiful marketing
how she
strategy
gets
that they've
there
used.
because she could be
Hammered in the ring?
drunk off of energy
Yeah.
that she
Right.
has pent up
Yeah.
or something, and then it's just she's in Brie mode. She's riled up.
Well, as
ready
long
to
as she
go.
ain't drunk in the ring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's not drinking the ring. No,
but-
Jake the Snake Roberts happening here.
No Jeff Hardy's.
Oh.
Any other highlights from this match, even though it was short?
It was pretty short. They changed. So last week, when they announced this online, WWE.com, they said that the stipulation for the match is that the loser had to be the other person's bitch. And now they've changed it to assistant, which
little more
assistants
PC.
across the world are probably a little irritated. But I think that is a much better way to say it. But it's just such an odd... Or either they have to do it or they have
Weird
to leave.
stipulation.
Yeah, it's a weird
They
stipulation.
have to be the other person's personal assistant for 30 days.
30 days.
Which just doesn't seem like it would work out either way because whoever is the personal assistant doesn't have to do a good job.
That's true.
But that's where the hijinks are going to come in.
So it's lose-lose.
So more segments from the Bella Twins.
Yeah. Ambrose, we see him walking down the hall with a bag mystery bag. At first, we thought it was a cape.
I got so excited thinking
Batman.
it was a cape.
No, it
Because
was
he
not a
did say
cape.
in his promo, he said, I've been known to wear a cape sometimes.
Yeah.
I missed that part.
But anyways, Ambrose comes out to the ring with this bag, and we thought for a second, we were like, that kind of looks like a body bag.
It
No,
did.
it's definitely not a body bag. It was a body bag.
It was totally a body bag.
With a dummy of Seth Rollins.
Like the Tesh Crash dummy version of Seth Rollins.
Complete with beard and wig.
And terrible dyed hair.
But his blonde streak was longer because somebody did it right.
We are not going back there.
Can we?
So, Ambrose has every single tool in his bag, and he says he's going to hammer this point home. He saw in his dream that he was going to saw off Rollins' testicles.
This whole segment was like, oof to me.
I remember sitting there and, you said, like, testicular fortitude, and I just kept thinking about Mick Foley.
You said Mick Foley, yeah,
I did.
you said.
I was like, that's gotta
Foreshadowing!
be... Foreshadowing!
I'm not wrong all the time. Well, that was you, so you were right. It's a thing that they do. Okay, go ahead.
And it was cool to see Mick Foley come out there, and he cut a really good promo.
He actually saved, for me, he saved this segment. I love Ambrose,
Yeah.
and I love Rollins. I think they're both great. But this just was dragging out
Yeah.
so long. It made me wonder if, like, did Foley come up with this segment, and he was only going to come on the show if he got to write the segment or something? There's something weird about it.
It was weird how it got there. After the dummy part, Rollins came out and said he grew up in the Midwest, just like everyone in this arena. But unlike all these people who came out to see Raw tonight, he made something of himself and did something with his life. He didn't end up in a trailer home, and that kind of fell flat. But then I think when Mick Foley came in, that really did it.
Yeah.
The crowd obviously had a great reaction to that.
And made it cohesive. Like, he is
yeah.
Mr. Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
So to hear it from him that he's been
It
waiting
was so
and
great, too. He comes out, he's like, I'm here to visit an old friend.
Yeah.
It was good, and he has good chemistry with Ambrose too. Some of y'all might remember before Ambrose debuted, him and Foley had a whole thing on Twitter with each other, and I think they're friends now, so they have good chemistry. And
they're
that's cool.
both known to be crazy in the ring too. So I thought this was great, and I honestly didn't know if Foley would come back again. I know he had some beef with the WWE for a little while, and was
a surprise,
acting crazy on Twitter. Remember when he smashed that TV after that pay-per-view?
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
I mean, when you heard him say testicular fortitude, I wasn't expecting Foley to come out. It was more just like, oh hey, he's giving a little shout out to his buddy here.
Yeah.
And then he came out, and I was like, whoa.
I was very surprised, and I thought that was great. And it made me wonder if these two, if anybody has something crazy like what Foley did planned, it could be these two guys. They aren't the main event, quote unquote.
Ambrose would definitely do something
Ambrose
crazy.
would take a huge bump for business, and they need to make themselves solidified in WWE history, and this I didn't really ever think about that until Foley came out, and then I was like, wait, are they gonna get crazy?
I feel like the only other guy who would put, well, no, I feel like a lot of guys would put their body on the line, but one of the other people that would is Dolph Ziggler, and we've seen him in cage matches where he has done nuts things.
Ziggler will almost to a fault.
But this Sunday, I definitely think that Ambrose is gonna jump from a ridiculous height.
Something's gonna happen, especially because there's no stipulation. It's all for street cred right now. Like something cray is going down.
Do you think that there will be a stipulation announced on Friday?
I hope. Well, maybe not SmackDown.
I don't think this match needs one.
No,
I don't think it does.
I don't think it does.
That's not saying that they won't add one.
I hope they would do one on the actual pay-per-view. I'm like, I want something to shock me on the pay-per-view, because we always figure out, they always tell us all the matches that are going to happen, and we get excited, and then each Raw or SmackDown will have something come up that we are going to have to look forward to during the pay-per-view. But I want something to happen on the pay-per-view where I'm like, whoa! You didn't tell me that! that? Like, that's what we pay the $9.99 for. So
An
it's like,
undisclosed amount of money.
yeah, according to Mick Foley,
which was great.
It was so cute.
So great.
With Mick out there, I was sitting there wishing, like, man, I would really love to see an Ambrose Mick Foley match if Mick Foley could get himself ready for one more match.
Oh, that'd be so sweet.
That's a dream.
They're so like each other. Like they're just that would be
Like early on, that was supposed to happen, and then
I think he's kind of past that moment, though.
but it would be so amazing.
Well, sure.
I did like that.
Just let me have this one, Dale.
You can have it in your head all day.
There was just one quote where Mick Foley was like, "This is my 300th day I've worn my Santa Claus shirt," and I was just like, "All right, man."
Talking about his
Or
innocence getting
something
ripped away.
Yeah. Or something Santa Claus related.
His
or
Santa
whatever.
Claus
No, it was
shirt,
his
yeah.
Santa Claus shirt because Rollins was making fun of it.
Well, I think he was also plugging his movie. I think he just had his
Yeah.
like, debut screening yesterday in LA or something.
Yeah, I mean, you don't need a stipulation. The Hell in a Cell is a stipulation. I feel like this could go crazy without having to do much else. The Authority is very easily can
Obviously,
clip that
yeah,
chain
Rollins
and get
doesn't
on
have to
in.
put his briefcase on the line or something.
Yeah, I don't think
like
any of that's
that.
going to happen.
I also like that Ambrose said, all right, and you're going to ask yourself Monday morning from the hospital bed, where are you ready for Hell in a Cell or something like that.
Yeah.
That was cool. I was like,
It was
yeah.
good. He painted a really good picture and got me excited for
I
Hell
feel
in a Cell.
like Kane's gonna get involved in that match in some capacity too.
I was going to
because-
say Orton more so.
I think Orton, yeah.
Orton will
Yeah.
definitely get involved, I feel like. Or both, yeah. But then Mick Foley also made the excellent point to close out this segment. He says that neither of these guys knows what awaits them in the Hell in a Cell and that it will change both of them when they exit. So...
I loved Rollins' line where he said, "I get it. You're both crazy." I was like, that's so on point. Like, such a simple
Just
line.
say it, yeah.
Yeah.
Just say what we're all thinking.
Two guys that know how to put on a match, Cesaro and Dolph Ziggler.
Yes, indeed.
IC champ. Cesaro ended up
gonna be
winning this match. Post-match, does the neutralizer on Dolph.
Wins on an uppercut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's done it a couple times, but not that common for him to win. But this one did look stiff.
And we also said they brought back the Cesaro swing on SmackDown.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, the
for the 15th anniversary. I read a whole article about why they stopped doing it. Have you guys talked about that?
Yeah.
Before? Yeah.
Just because it wasn't working with him being a heel.
Puts him over too
Exactly.
much.
It
Yeah.
puts him over too much.
Yeah.
But I almost liked that he was a heel that we liked. Like, I like that vibe. I like that.
There are a lot of heels that you like because,
Yeah.
I mean, when CM Punk was a heel, everyone obviously liked him.
Yeah.
Everyone loves Heyman, and they, just shut up for every single word that he says.
Mizdow.
That was his
Mizdow,
momentum.
yeah.
Like that was Cesaro's momentum, was that he could be the heel, but we cheered for him because he was so freaking cool.
I feel like usually adults really just like the heels and kids
Yeah.
like the faces.
Yeah.
That's just how it is.
Yeah.
And then there's John Cena.
I think the problem though with Cesaro is that by not being a true speaker, the swing he has to tell his story via his work in the ring.
Yep.
And the swing was definitely too much of a face move for him not, because
Yeah.
those other guys we mentioned, they get on the mic and can insult people and they're back to heel
It's true.
status.
They took away everything. Like, he used to have the C-section signs,
Yeah.
and there was just so much going for him. And then I think that once they took away those things, he really lost momentum.
His track jacket.
Where they should have just, let him
His ring
turn
valet.
or something. Just go with the flow.
He should have been a face in the first place. I don't understand that. We can get on a whole different topic here, but him going with Heyman was just a bad idea.
Any other highlights from this match?
They were just
Yeah.
great together.
Yes,
They're two
as always.
amazing wrestlers. I mean, if you follow me on Twitter, you guys know Dolph Ziggler is one of my favorite wrestlers in the world. And I don't care what it is that's on the line for whatever match he's doing. I always want to watch it to the end. He's just so good.
And kudos to Dolph too, because during this run as the IC champ, he's lost a couple times and still looks strong.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
like on clean losses.
Lost to Rollins clean.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he looks good still. So he's a believable champ, and I feel like that makes him more believable as a wrestler, that he can lose sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lost to Rusev. He loses a lot on SmackDown, it seems.
Well, that's because no one's watching him. most
I
of the
watch.
time.
I'm watching. Chuck, I watch SmackDown. People watch it.
It's still real to you, damn it, huh?
It's still real to me.
The Raw recap show. So backstage, Rollins and Orton arguing. Triple H steps in and says, "We need someone who is going to take control Sunday night. That person is going to be Kane." They argue some more about it, and then Kane just shuts them both up.
He did a good job of commanding. I feel like it felt like it could have been a fourth segment.
Corporate Kane commanding.
Corporate Kane commanding.
The only thing missing was more pyro.
Yeah.
Always. But he really put that bass in his voice and got those boys to line up and head
It's all
out.
about that bass. No trouble. No trouble.
You know, I've never thought of that. It is all about that bass. About that bass.
No trouble.
No.
Steven, you don't get to veto things when you make TLC Jason Waterfalls.
Kane is all about that bass, but he wants no trouble.
Oh.
It's different.
Wait, they don't say no trouble?
You misheard what they said in the lyrics. So, anyways, main event tonight. The street fight. We have Cena and Ambrose in a handicap match versus Kane, Rollins, and Orton.
Street fight.
Why were they tagging each other in and out of that match?
Yeah, street fight rules, you don't have to do that. It was a little confusing.
Well, tables were involved, chairs were involved, stairs were involved.
Sticks.
Which
the cell was involved.
You thought
I thought it was a sledgehammer for a second, and I'm really glad it wasn't, because that looked like a
ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, is that a sledgehammer? Like, not even concerned, but like, I mean, you were concerned, but it was just like the level of concern was like so mid-level.
Yeah. I was like half excited, like, ooh,
that's gonna hurt.
Pummeled.
Yeah. So, what do you guys think about this match? Did it get you excited for Sunday?
It just unraveled, really. But I loved, Cena took a stiff chair shot when the chair was set up in the corner.
Oof. Oh, yeah.
Look. You all know that I am friends with Booker. And Booker is famous for his aw shucky ducky quack quack moment.
Yes, he is.
Let me tell you something. I'm stealing a page from him tonight, and that is Chuck's aw shucky ducky quack quack moment when Rollins slammed Cena into that chair.
That's probably going to be his.
It might actually be his. Yeah. You guys are on the same page, probably.
Maybe we were texting about it, I
This
don't
sounds
know.
like some foreshadowing.
Some collusion.
For when he announces his moment.
Yeah, but that and then Ambrose through the steps.
No idea.
Ambrose through the steps where there wasn't even a camera angle on him. You just see him from like your peripherals.
Yeah, just bouncing.
Which he's fine. He's just like the background extra that goes that extra mile. He's fine with it. Like, as long as it's happening, he's not concerned whether it's on camera or not. He's there for the people in the arena and for the replays.
He is making it work.
I love that. That's actually almost cooler.
He wants to put on a show.
Yeah.
I mean, he took a ton of damage tonight. I mean, Kane hit him with the stairs. He got, there's just so much carnage in that last 5 minutes.
In that match.
Yeah.
That was a great last 5 minutes.
Are they all going to be ready to do matches on Sunday after this?
Who
knows?
Yeah.
We're going to see some bruises, I can tell you that much.
Post-match, we have to mention the Authority Boys win. Then post-match, Rollins curb stomps Orton and
who almost got taken out by a table.
Teleports to the top of the cell. I don't even know how he got up to the top of the cell.
Look down, we're writing some notes. Look back up. What's he doing up there?
It was a really iconic picture.
Absolutely.
Like, that moment is like probably something that will live on forever for Rollins.
Yeah, that was great.
How many times do you think we'll see that on the pre-show?
We'll probably see that a couple times.
It's gonna get cut into.
We'll see that on main event. We'll see that on SmackDown. We'll see that on every app highlight.
I'm loving this with Rollins though, because I really feel like it's gonna build to that Orton match, and I'm really hoping that they start letting Orton use the punt again for it, so we can have curb stomp versus the punt.
Yeah, I think they should. I mean, it
absolutely should.
It's getting aggressive, and the punt should go along with that, especially if he has to take out. It could be a Brock Lesnar kind of thing, if that happens.
Yeah.
That's where my money's at. Should we give predictions?
I think we should. Yeah, we've got a little bit of time. So.
And now, your AfterBuzz
I don't think you guys have ever heard this before.
Predictions.
We usually don't do predictions on a Raw after show, except in special occasions.
Whoa, we get to be in here for the special one.
Chuck, I feel so special.
You guys
I
are
know.
special.
Thank you.
We've said that about you a couple times.
Behind my back? Or
Moving on.
around.
No, I'm just-
So Hell in a Cell Sunday, we have 7 matches announced so far, super packed. First, we have Orton versus Cena for a shot against Lesnar, Ambrose versus Rollins for bragging rights. Goldust and Stardust versus the Usos for the tag titles. Paige versus AJ for the Divas title. I just wrote Paige.
Hey, Dave.
Shorthand.
Sounds like
I
a
didn't even realize that.
candy bar.
Brie versus Nikki for being each other's personal assistants for 30 days or else they get kicked out of WWE. Sheamus versus Miz for the U.S. title, and again for bragging rights, Show versus Rusev.
Shall we go one by one?
Yes.
Just hearing the card, it's actually a pretty good pay-per-view.
Oh, it's a
Yeah.
great card. I feel like it's
It's really-
shaping out nicely. Yeah.
Sunday's gonna be great.
For not having the WWE World Heavyweight title on the line, these
Or
are some
even
really
present.
good matches. Yeah.
I feel like, though, with Heyman being there tonight, that was a nice reminder. Don't forget about the Beast.
Why don't they use him more often with Brock not making so many appearances?
They usually do. I think maybe he just needed a little time off
Okay.
as well. Because it's only been 2-3 weeks that he was gone too.
Heyman don't get no time off.
There wasn't really much need for him in the past couple weeks either because they haven't really been building towards anything with the championship. So
Yeah.
I also like that they're not trying to pound them into our heads. I like that it's a sprinkle of happiness every once in a while. It's not every
It ma-
week Paul Heyman showing up because Brock Lesnar's not there. Yeah.
it makes
Lesnar. So ugly.
Sound
You
drunk.
are special.
His tongue goes up to like the tip of his teeth. When he says it, it's just so scary.
There are going to be some great
There's just a
screen grabs.
meme on that.
But you know, on your point, I think it really legitimizes Brock, you know?
It does.
Because like a prize fighter in like, you know, boxing or anything, they don't fight unless the money's on the line and it's a big fight. They're not there all the time. They're not, you know, it's
like,
they come in when they have the big fight.
It's like the captain of the LA Kings, Dustin Brown. He doesn't have to score a goal every game, but when he does, it's great.
Sports style.
I was just thinking
Great.
that. Just like that ice thing.
We save him for the good stuff sometimes.
So let's give our predictions for these matches. Why don't you kick it off, Dale?
You want them all or you want them one by one?
I want them all.
All right, I'm going Orton. I'm going Ambrose. Yeah. I'm going Goldust Stardust. I'm keeping AJ. Nikki, I guess. That's a tough one because I just don't understand. I think Mizdow will somehow get involved in that match with Sheamus, and so Sheamus will retain, and it'll cause some problems with Miz and Mizdow, maybe. Are we ready for that? I don't know. And then I think Rusev should maybe... Actually, I pick Show to win, but not by pin or
Yeah.
or submission.
Yeah. Okay.
Go ahead.
Put it out.
No,
Me?
you. Yeah,
Okay.
it's all you.
Okay, Cena, I hope. I'm not done with Cena Lesnar. I want to see that. I think that'll be sick. Okay. Sheamus, like you said, because I think Mizdow is going to come and win, and it's going to be not... It can't happen. So... I want the Usos, but I don't think that'll happen. I think Stardust and Goldust will retain. Dean Ambrose, Paige, but then I feel like on Raw, AJ will come back and then she'll get it back. Rusev, Brie, and that's it for me.
All right. I guess I'm up.
What you got, Chuck?
I'm going Orton because I do not want to see Cena Brock again. I think The Miz is going to win, but I think it's going to be because Mizdow helps him. I want the Usos. Stardust and Goldust are keeping it.
Yep.
I'm going, as much as I don't want to say it, I'm going Rollins is going to win that match. Ah, God.
I put...
It's AJ.
AJ.
I'm going with AJ. Rusev and Brie.
Okay. Cool. And I am going to just pick randomly.
Like a lottery.
Yep. I'm going to go with Cena, Ambrose, Goldust and Stardust retain. AJ retains. Skipping over Nikki and Brie for a second. Sheamus retains because Mizdow somehow gets involved. Show wins, but not by pinfall or submission. And then Nikki and Brie could go either way.
It really could go either way.
I'm gonna go with Nikki. Nikki wins it.
Nikki would it be more entertaining to watch boss around Brie?
Yeah,
because she has more tood.
Now Cesaro and Ziggler are. I think I told you guys they're fighting for the title on SmackDown.
Yes,
I'm almost predicting that. Say Cesaro wins on SmackDown, which might
we could get them in a pre-show match.
We could, or they might sneak them into the pay-per-view somehow and have a rematch
Which
for
one
that.
of these goes to the pre-show?
I know. I was gonna say there are already
Probably the
7
tag titles.
matches.
But
Yeah, maybe.
I think they're saying that Miz TV is the pre-show. I don't know if
That's gonna be beautiful.
we might not get a pre.
I feel like in the past month or two, we really haven't seen that many backstage interviews recently, and I don't know if that's because Renee has been really busy with doing the pre-show and the post-show, or they're just kind of steering away from that. But I think that especially for pay-per-views, allows for a lot more time to have matches. So
Well, that pre-show is going to be magic too, because you're going to have Paul Heyman and Booker T together.
yeah.
That's going to be something special.
It's gonna be cool.
And I mean, we all can kind of guess that the Divas matches will be on the shorter side.
Although the Bellas have been quite a build-up. I mean,
I mean, I think that they've had great matches as of recent, but like Paige and AJ could go.
Do we think Stephanie
entire
gets
time,
involved
but
with the Bellas?
I think that part is done. It's interesting that there was
I think she might in the future, but right now, not.
Yeah, there was such a good build-up to Stephanie Brie, and it really carried a lot of weight to it. And then this kind of got a little jumbly here. So hopefully they can reel it back in and make this something that kind of surprises people.
Yeah.
You know, for being the go-home Raw before the pay-per-view, while it was kind of redundant to everything we've seen building up to it, they still did a pretty good job of making me at least care about a lot of the matches that they have this Sunday.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, these last couple weeks they really built it up.
Yeah.
It shaped up good.
And it's nice. I mean, we've said this before, but it's nice not having all of the matches decided on the SmackDown before the pay-per-view or the day of the pay-per-view.
They've been better with
It's
that
nice
lately.
to actually know a little bit in advance.
Yeah.
But thank you guys so much for filling in this week.
It was so
Such
much
a pleasure.
fun.
You did great.
We had a blast.
Both of you.
Thanks for being here, Dale, too.
Oh yeah, I live here.
Sitting next to you. It's awesome.
I do like it on this side, by the way.
It's good.
Oh yeah,
Can we tell
I'm in
Johnny
your seat.
things
My
are
best
different now? Your best
Yeah,
friend.
changing it up.
Johnny, you're done.
We
You're
miss
out.
you, Johnny.
We do miss you. He'll be back next
week.
next Monday, just in time for the Raw after the pay-per-view. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave us comments below on our YouTube page. Rate us, review us, tell a friend about our iTunes. In the meantime, until next week, where can they find you guys?
You can catch me on the Nerdist Network on the Wrestling Compadres Slamcast right alongside Dale.
Hey, that's me.
Woo woo! And I'll see you guys next week too. I'm coming.
Awesome! There we go. And you can also find me on Twitter at crice17 or on Instagram at chuckrice.
Awesome.
And you can find me at any LA Kings game up on the Jumbotron, just giving away
enough.
prizes. Show enough. And on Twitter at CarrylnBathe. Same thing for Instagram. Facebook if you want. You see pictures of my mom and me. I don't know.
Maybe people want to see that.
Right. She's great.
I want to see that. We're friends. Okay. Dale.
You can find me on Carlyn's Facebook page with her mom, and at The Walking Deal on Instagram and Twitter. And like Chuck said, we're on Nerdist.com. Find us every Wednesday. We've got Kane as our special guest this week, and the Soska sisters who did See No Evil 2.
And
Are you going to have
Charmel.
Pyro on your show, though?
Oh yeah.
Cool.
And we can't forget, we got the Queen this week, Dale.
Queen Charmel in the house.
Ooh. Awesome. You can find me on Twitter at Catherine Kelley. You can find me on Instagram at Cathy Kelley. You can find all of us here on Twitter and Instagram at AfterBuzz TV. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you again next Monday.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.